The ceiling fans? They're very attractive.
Take control, get a hold of my emotions. Stop whining the audience. Why does it always seem to hit me in the middle of the night? Stop it! Told me there's a number I can always dial. Let me do my show, for Christ's sake!
Satellite tracking continues.
The Incredible Hulk will not be presented this evening.
You're all individuals! Yes, we're all individuals!
Clickety-click.
Crank up the music. Keep an eye on the back.
This presentation is provided to you to amuse or entertain and not to conform or inform. The content on this channel should not be used to replace professional, financial, medical, or legal advice. All footage taken and used from public sources falls under the fair use of the Digital Millennial Copyright Act of 1998. Therefore, no breach of privacy or copyright has been committed. This show is substantially sourced, not affiliated with any community, club, fraternity, or gang. Your cat may vary. I say, moo. just have crossed a watermelon with a cauliflower. People who eat this new variety have been overcome with a sense of sadness, known as melancholy. Melancholy.
Satellite tracking continues.
Wow. Wow. Hey, everybody. Woohoo! It's Friday night. Woohoo! As my channel says, moo. Or as the other channels say, honk, honk. I don't care. Make whatever noise you want. Congratulate yourself because you're on the right side of the grass. So you're already starting out the weekend perfect, don't you think? So let's see. What should I do first? Let's see. Did I get in all the little talking points I have? I'm going to find the right button and turn my camera on so you can all see me.
Clickety click.
All right, there we are. Hey, everybody. It's all right. Looking good. Another Friday night. Welcome, welcome. Great to be seen by you all. I'm just super thrilled that I get this experience to be able to hang out with you all and shed some happiness, some joy on the world that we're finding ourselves. What is this? Right in the way of everything. How's that? Hopefully you can still hear me. I have terrible mic issues here. What do we got here? How about there? We'll go there. Try that. All right. Still trying to figure this whole thing out in this studio that I hooked up here. So I'm doing my best here. Let's see. And it's funny, before the show, I always pray in that postulus position where you put your head to the floor. And it looks like I still a red spot there. It's kind of funny. I don't know. I fixate on stupid things on this show. But hey, welcome everyone. I'm glad you're here. We got almost 100 people already. And I got all 1,000 tabs and stuff to talk about tonight. And we'll just have fun. And so I got to close some things here already. I forgot to shut down. That'll help the show run better. Let's see. Okay, we got that. Get rid of that. Yes, get rid of that. Boy, I had a bunch of things open still. Okay, there we go. Okay, well, welcome everyone. It's another Friday night. Man, this week went by fast. It seems like we were just here talking to each other. And how's it go? And here we are.
And so here we are.
So, and it's funny. By the way, continue, please. If you haven't already, write me, and if you have before, write me more. I read the comments. I respond. I read the emails. I respond. I love to hear the feedback. Just before I went on air tonight, somebody wrote, what was, I think he said, a 7.5 minute intro is, and he used the R word, which we're not supposed to, but he called me retarded for 7.5 minute intro.
I don't care.
And that's the thing. I've had this discussion with people before. If you're watching me live, hey, we're here now talking. Yeah, I was a few minutes late, and then I had to get some things set up, and then there's the intro. It's 5 minutes, give or take, depending on the joke I use, and then the show starts. And so, if you're watching it later, just fast forward like until you see me on the screen. It's not a problem. And if you're watching me live, well, hey, what else are we gonna do? You can tune out and come back if you want. It's up to you. I have no requirements for the show. I'll do the show the way it seems pleasing to me. And then if you all show up, great. And if it's just me again by myself, then it'll be that too. So whatever happens, it doesn't matter. It's just I'm here for your entertainment.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
You know, I might even just start doing an intro that's like 10, 15 minutes. Somebody wrote on the chat last week, and I forgot to show it on the screen. They called my intro the Inagata Davida of YouTube. And so I've been called that. And then I think it was JT that called me the, what did the one he say? There's another long song like that. And I take all those as a compliment. I have no problem with it. I love my intro. I love that song. I found it on free music on YouTube. Anyone can use it. And in fact, it's interesting. I was going to have a little discussion with Connor tonight, but he's busy. So, because he's going through some things right now. And I watched his video, and he mentioned this guy. What's his name? It's Paul Harrell. Paul Harrell. And when he brought up Paul Harrell in his discussion, it was wild because is my microphone plugged in? You're not hearing me? Test. Let's see. You hear me? Can you hear me now? 10 people on Twitter. God bless you, whoever's over on Twitter. Yeah, I'm on Rumble tonight and Twitter and this place, YouTube. There. Isn't that annoying, though? It's like right in my face. There. Good to see everyone tonight. I don't know. I'm going to put it over here, and hopefully it's not too much of a distraction and you can hear me. So, okay. Where was I? Oh, yeah, I was talking about this guy, Paul. Oh, I got to look at his name again. Paul Harrell. And so imagine my surprise. I'm watching Culticon, and he's talking, and he starts talking about this Paul Harrell guy. And I know who this is, and not because I used to watch his stuff. He's a gun nut, or was. Apparently, he's passed away. Although I'm not sure, because if you look at his videos, he has some posts where he says people were saying he was dead, but he wasn't dead. And then he posted a video that's called "I'm Dead," and because I guess unfortunately, he supposedly had pancreatic cancer, which is really bad. Patriotic cancer. He loved this country so much it killed him. No, he what's that? Oh, stop. So anyways, so he's passed away, I guess, because he put out a video posthumously saying, if you're, it's like one of those movies that you watch. If you're watching this now, I'm dead, kind of thing. And so in any case, why am I talking about this guy? I never watched him. Still haven't. He likes to shoot off all kinds of guns, and he had millions of followers. I mean, the guy was huge. But he used what I say is my song, but it's not my song. Again, I got it off of YouTube. He used it in this, he did a Pop-Tart commercial. I guess he was into guns and Pop-Tarts. And so the reason I found out about him was when I was looking at this song that I used for the opening. It's called "Come With Us." Come get with us. People were saying, does anyone miss Paul Harrell? And I didn't even know who he was until I found this.
Hard, snack easy. Okay, when it comes to Pop-Tarts, accept no substitutes.
All right, so there you go. So he used it in this video where he shot a Pop-Tart box apparently, and so a lot of people were remembering him and playing this song, and I'm like, no way, that's my song. That's been the Ceiling Fan Man opening for whatever this has been, 4 years or so, and so yeah, I don't even know the group that wrote it is called Track Tribe. And I wonder if they even know that it's been used on this show every Friday for the last almost 5 years. So yeah, so that was interesting. Another connection, interweb of the internet or the universe or whatever. And I don't know if JT's here, but you can see I have 1,000 tabs again. But hey, I got to put something on this show. So yeah, they definitely popped exactly. So. Our first Ceiling Fan Man, Mandela. Oh, okay. I've got some Mandela effects tonight too. So I got a huge response because apparently I thought a lot of people already had covered all this, but I'm coming from a different platform. I was hanging out with all those flat Earth people, and then I ditched that group for kind of the similar reasons that I see. Let me get this guy off the screen. Clickety click. I ditched that group because they didn't see the world the way I did. They wanted to keep just talking about flat Earth and that's it. And whenever I bring up the discussion of the Earth, and God and the Bible and Jesus and the reason we see the melted structures and all, they don't want to talk about it. They shun me, and so fine. I left that group. I don't mind. And I was kind of happy. I saw you're in here, Connor. I didn't know if you were able to come on tonight. I figured you might have been working. But I was kind of happy that you discussed what you did the other night because I've been thinking about this. I saw a group of people that are in this new group of people that have shown up here, short season people, whatever you want to call. Everyone labels everyone, but that's kind of the only way I can, separate, let you know. Growing up through the Flat Earth group, I watched it turn from what I thought was just a bunch of people like myself that turned cameras on and tried to, spread truth and show people the world the way it really is, amongst all the lies and stuff. And then it slowly got morphed into a cash cow. They were having meetups where they were charging $100, $200, $300 to meet people like myself or whatever. Not for me, but I went to one and I paid the bill. And I'll tell you, be honest with you, I've been to several meetups. Two of them I went to were free, and the one I went to that I had to pay for. And the one I paid for was a huge waste of money. But I did meet some of the people that I still know to this day, like Steve and Jen and some people in the chat that I still talk to and stuff. And so there were some really genuine connections to be made there. What I didn't need to do is spend the $200 or whatever it was for the ticket, because all they had was a bunch of presenters that all got money from this thing, and they didn't need them. Because think about it. I'm talking to you right now. Now, some of you all, God bless you. There's some of you all that do support the channel, and either through Patreon, through Ko-fi, coffee, however you say that one. They buy my wife soaps. They send money. There's a PayPal in the corner. There's Cash App. So I have ways that you can support, and I greatly appreciate any support that I get that way. But majority of people, I'd say, just watch it, and it's free on YouTube. And so, why would you want to pay to hear me say the same things that I'm saying now that you can get for free? You get ads. YouTube throws ads on there. I know that's just the way that the world works. In fact, I had to make sure that was clicked on. And but that's just part of helping support this channel. But to have a meetup to where really the only thing that you're getting out of going there for that meetup that you paid money is not necessarily to see me talk live, is to meet me, right, and shake my hand. And I'm just not for that at all. We're not supposed to idolize anyone. We're not supposed to idolize the TV, the movie, the radio, any of the music people. We're supposed to dump all that. And so as we wake up to the world that we see ourselves in, and we find people that are on YouTube that we get, comfy with for years. Like I said, I've done this live stream every Friday, missed a few here and there for 4+ years. And so I understand that people, they feel they know me, and they want to talk with me in person. And that's a wonderful thing. But I would never want to go. Here, I got to fix this. It's doing a weird thing. Sorry, everyone. Clickety click. Let's get over here. Come on. All right, there we go. I would never want to charge you to come shake my hand somewhere. I feel that's wrong, and I don't like it, honestly. When I went to that first meetup, I was already somewhat famous, and I was walking around, and everyone knew me, and I didn't know anyone, and so that's not why I turned this camera on. It's just part of it. And I appreciate the people that, if you resonate with me and my sense of humor and the way my outlook is on life and how I just tell you what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling. There's really no character other than the name. This is just me. You can ask my silent wife in there. This is just me. She puts up with hearing this a lot. So part of the reason I do this is she doesn't have to hear as many comments from me, because I try to save things here that I haven't told her for tonight. Okay, wait, before I get lost in all my thoughts, I've got to thank some people. You guys, you're all wonderful. This community is very loving. So Mad Pax, thank you for that, $20. And Sam Disney, I've seen you many times and now you're a member. That's wonderful. Thank you. And you gifted 10 memberships. God bless you. God bless you. So again, you're just all wonderful, and I appreciate you all. And yeah, so there's that. Let's see. Yeah, right. You see that, Jeannie? Isn't that great? And let's see. Did Culticon? Oh, let me look. Oh, Connor's in here. All right. Here he is. Let's see. It's one of these. Which button is it? Look at that. See, now you guys are going to force me to do a members only stream too. I have trouble getting not just this one on the air, but then trying to do the extra ones too. So, but I'll work on it. I promise I will. And I see some people over there on Rumble, including Dennis. Glad to see you over there. And 10 people on Twitter. And for anybody that, let's see, how do I get back into that screen? God bless you. Okay. And let me just get this. She has the worst advertising company, I just have to say. Let me get this out of the way, since her advertising company. Get it out of the way. So my wife sells the best natural soap she'll ever use. It's a way to help sports show too. And you can wash yourself clean and not have a whole bunch of really horrible chemicals getting into your system. Yeah, I said it right, chemicals. So if you're interested, I'll copy and put the link in there. And so there's that. And if you have ordered soap recently, we mailed it out. Was it yesterday or the day before? I forgot. So all the soap purchases have been sent out. You should be getting here soon if you haven't. Okay. Now, let's see. 127 people here. Where should we start? Did I finish the whole thing? Oh, the meetup thing. So here's the way I feel about meetups. I personally don't think you should spend hundreds of dollars to shake somebody's hand. I'm against that. And what I do believe in is, if you do meetups, do them local and do them free. You don't have to rent a hall and hire speakers and do all this stuff and sell T-shirts and mugs and all. You don't have to do all that. I've been to 2 free meetups that we basically drove to, both of these. They were close. Dottie did one, yeah. She did them both? Of course she did. So shout out to Dottie. Anybody knows Dottie. And yeah, and so we did that. And there were potlucks. You could bring food and drink or whatever. Just kind of like you would do any kind of summer picnic kind of party, whatever. That's the way they should be. And then, if it's close enough, and my wife and I go there, we'll go. And we'll meet. And we'll greet. But it shouldn't be any charge. There should be no cost to do a conference. And I know that people are doing them all over. They even did one just recently in other countries and stuff. Good for them. I don't agree with that, and that's my thoughts on it. And I saw how the flat Earth people just bastardized that whole thing and made it just all a money cash cow machine. And they're currently right now, one of them's asking for thousands of dollars for a new telescope because that's important, right? Another one's asking for thousands of dollars because they had a robbery or something. Another one's asking for $10,000 for court problems or I don't know what. Like they're constantly asking for money. They had someone, one of them had them buy a new truck for them. They're constantly just like, I need this, I need that, I need that. One of them, the guy that ran Globebusters, he had his audience pay for this gyroscope or something that was like thousands of dollars. And what did it do? It proved that he was wrong. So they're not even in the position to help the community that they're supposedly in. Some of them were put in there, and obviously as controlled opposition. So that way, when you type in the top disproofs of flat Earth, you're gonna get the leader, that Bob guy with the gyroscope, saying he was wrong. You're gonna get that other guy that went to Antarctica. He also did a failed light experiment, and that's on Netflix. And both of those, he was wrong. And then you got the redheaded guy that's asking for a bunch of money for court costs or whatever he's asking it for, and he says now he was wrong. And so when you look for this, the leaders of that group are also the ones that the opposition can point to and say, hey, flat Earth's a bunch of joke. And it is, because we live on a biblical Earth. I have a biblical cosmology. I've always had that ever since I found God. It does not change. I don't care what the shape of it is. I know this is what I believe because it's written. And show me an older book that tells you any different. I'm not talking some YouTuber that you're listening to. God says that the world is a circle and that it's protected by the firmament above and below. And so we live on the middle, the living space, and above it is a firmament, and then here's your globe because it goes all the way around and protects you from the bottom. And underneath us is shale, so there's depth to the earth that we live in, hollow earth people, whatever. And it's stationary, and it's not flying through space. And you're like, oh, he's caught up in the religious dogma. Hey, look, this is the only book that is still fought about and discussed, translated, and more than any other book. And all religions, where's my thing? Everyone, all of their religions start in the Bible, and then they branch out from there. In fact, eventually I'll have to do this show I keep threatening, because people don't realize we don't know who anyone is anymore, honestly. Because if you go through the Bible, it will explain to you the lineage of people. It will explain it to you as so-and-so was the son or daughter of this man. It goes through the father, and the father has the children, and then that lineage moves on. The current way the upside down world works is we work off of the mother. So in the I don't know what I can say anymore. I am Jewish. I can say that. But more than that, they demonetize my shows. But the current state of the tribe that I belong to is they follow the mother. So we don't even know anymore. Seriously. And God even says in those days, I think I have a tab that connects to this. It's yeah, isn't this interesting? Let me grab this. It's right above there. Okay, clickety click. Let's see, somewhere over here. Yeah. So it's written about in the book of Revelation that in the end times there'll be the people that say that they're the chosen people, and they're not. And here is, and you can check this out. This, I triple check this one, because it's on the CIA agency, CIA.gov. Okay? It's not fake. It's real. I found it. And they actually have excerpts of this book called Bloodlines of the Illuminati. Okay? According to eyewitnesses who were prominent enough to visit one of the British Rothschild's homes, The Rothschilds worship yet another god too, the big S man. They set a place for him at their table, and they've been Satanists for many generations. They're an important part of the history of the Seal of Solomon, also known as the hexagram Moga David, six-pointed star, Star of David. See? And God even says that. If you read in the Bible, it mentions it, that they worship the god of Moloch, and you can tell by they have the Star of Remphan, which is they call the Seal of Solomon. The Seal of Solomon is not Star of David. He didn't have a star. That's been bastardized and changed and put over this one country that showed up. It was not considered a symbol of the Jays before the Rothschilds began using it. Because the Rothschilds were Satanists, they adopted a powerful magical symbol in 1822 for their coat of arms. The Rothschilds have been a primary force behind the creation of that one country that is so appropriate that the nation carries the magical seal of Solomon as a state logo. So this is on the CIA.gov website, and it matches up with the things that God wrote or was written in God's book in the Bible, how many thousands or whatever it's been since that was written. And God told us in advance that we'd see this symbol, and here we are. And here's the CIA proving it, right? So, okay. All right. First thing I'll do is I'll kill that tab. I'll come back here. I've seen a whole bunch of people roll in tardy because we did start the show. We were even a few minutes late, too. So at this point, you're definitely tardy.
I don't feel tardy. I don't feel tardy.
So there we go. And that includes Juan Truth and Chapu and some others that rolled in. I see you. I see you all. So, welcome. It's good to see you all. We got to do a show again, Chapu. I think Jen's chomping at the bit, so hopefully the three of us can get together again. Would be nice. Okay, where are we at? Yes. What? What? Yeah, we miss Chapu. He's here. He's here now. And yes, I am. I was born and raised that way, but as anybody that's followed me for a little while knows, it's been like, I don't know, 7 to 8 years or better that I found out Jesus is real, and that's where it's at. So I had to come out to my family, not about being effeminate, but being a Christian. So, and again, I don't like that label either. They call me that, but I follow the laws and the word of Jesus Christ, and that's it. He's my savior, right? Look at my lifeguard walks on water. So there's that. Okay. Where should we go from here? Okay. What's that? Yeah, it glowed, isn't it? Isn't that weird? It's not even green, but it's a green screen. So, okay, let's get back over here. All right, so we got Paul Harrell. All right, that's enough of that. And I haven't found him using, unless someone else can find it, I have not found him using this song prior to me using this song. So I think he took my song. But I didn't write it either, so it's not even my song. So what am I fighting over? Okay, what's next? I need to talk about this. This is a fascinating thing for me. I can't get enough of this. So for those of you that don't know what's happening, there's this. First of all, there's a game. The game's called Minecraft, and in it, there's a moment where there's a little zombie creature, and if you drop it correctly, you drop
it's right underneath. So the moment
you drop, let me get the sound off here, on top of a chicken, and it's a rare occurrence apparently, and this guy recreated it, and that's called Chicken Jockey. Okay. I didn't talk about the panda. You want me to talk about the puppy panda? Okay. Trish is paying me to talk about the puppy panda. How can I say no? Okay. Where is it? Where are you all? Wow, there's so many comments I can't keep up. There we go. Yes. I've had a few discussions with the Rev. The Rev apparently has a dog It's adorable. It's a little bulldog, and its markings look just like a panda. It was really funny. I'll see if I can find it before we're off air tonight. But he's trying to figure out if there's a way. I'm not even sure. Does anybody know where he lives? I've Oh, that's right. He told me. Yeah, Mississippi. Mississippi, right? Isn't that how that works? And let's see. What is his channel called? Truth Unfiltered, I think. Yeah. Let's see if I can find it. I'll look for it really fast here while you're on the air with me. I think it was in his last video. Because you got to see this puppy. It is pretty funny. And because, I don't know, people. The one before the last one? Okay. Thanks. So, his thumbnail. What's that? But it was 2 shows ago? Yeah. Let's see. Okay, I found it. Because he has a whole bunch of puppies that they just bred. And where are we at? Clickety click. Here. And here. And here. Okay. There he is, the Rev. Okay. And where are the puppies? Let's see. There he is. He's going to go get him. La-di-da. Hurry up. I got you on double speed. There he is.
You don't see it.
Oh, you're not seeing the screen? Yeah, I am. I see it.
I believe that.
Yeah, you got to hit live. You're way behind. As usual. Okay. There. Look, you see this one on the right? Look, it's got the panda face. And so suddenly my name got thrown around and they're trying to decide how to get this dog to me. So I'm not sure. I'm in discussions with the Rev. I don't know quite how we would do this cross-country thing, but that is adorable. And yes, I would be honored to have a panda-faced puppy. Are you kidding? I think he'd be a great addition to the ceiling fan house. So, so I'll keep you posted as that moves on, and I'll let you all know how that goes. All right. So, okay. So, and I saw over on Rumble. Okay. So just to give you the quick history, I was born and raised Jewish. I got bar mitzvahed. I did the whole thing. I had to learn the Torah in Hebrew. They taught it to you in another language. So I didn't even know I was reading the part of the Bible. They never taught me that. And then I went through the rest of my life not being very religious, being spiritual, but my family never really went to religious, any kind of temples or churches or anything through most of my pretty much from my teen years on up, my adult life. And so then when I started learning about the lives of the world, found out about the Earth not spinning through space, being stationary, and finding out that the lies of the news and all that, and then finding out the Mandela effect, which we talked about last week. I'll talk a bit more tonight about that. And then all of these things led me to this final question, good versus evil, God versus Satan. It constantly was there no matter what video I watched. I could look for lizard people living in Antarctica, and it ended the same way. They always had these discussions. And so then the other common theme is to not ever read the Bible. And so if you tell me not to do something, I'll do that instead. And so I started reading it, and lo and behold, not only that I found amazing information, you can find comfort in there when you're not having a good time. You can read Psalms or Proverbs and stuff and get some great wisdom in there. And then you can read about our history, and then you can read about things projected coming in the future. And so what a wonderful, wonderful tool that is. But again, I say this, that you do not need the Bible to find and make that connection to God and to Jesus. it definitely helps, and I highly encourage and recommend, if you haven't started reading it, to read it. You'll find it fascinating if you really get into it. There's some kind of spell almost you have to break. When I first tried to read the Bible, I'd like fall asleep in like 10, 15 minutes, or like my eyes would get heavy. And so you get past that somehow, and you get this love for it. Maybe that's when the Holy Spirit found me, and suddenly I hungered for reading it, and I enjoy it so much. And I listen to it too. If I can't read it physically, I can be doing other things and listening to it. There's a lot of free online books that you can read, the Bible, and I only do the King James. It's the closest I feel to the original writings. And then there's the extra books that I enjoy too, like Jasher and First Book of Enoch and Adam and Eve. And so those are really interesting to listen to, and I highly encourage you to do that. But it's not a necessary thing to make that connection. And so, so I made that connection, and I found God. And so everyone has an origin story. That's mine. So what am I now? I don't know. Some people say I'm what's that full all the way around you? There's a name for it. Anyways, because you started here and you ended up there and you came, I don't know, whatever it is. It doesn't matter to me. Call me anything you want. Just don't call me late for dinner. And I've had many names called on me, and it doesn't matter. I'm just still here to do this show the way God puts it in my heart. And that's why you'll hear when at the beginning of the show, when I say I'm not affiliated with any community, club, fraternity, or gang. Your cat may vary. But it's because of that. It's because I didn't like where these communities were taking me. And when I break away from it, everyone gave me crap about it and saying, you're ruining the community. Well, it's not a community. It's just a bunch of people that found each other at the same time. You know, I call this a family because the people that continue to watch me and write to me and do these amazing gestures where they give out super chats and free memberships and things and all that. That's just a wonderful thing, and it's part of my family, and I appreciate that. But I'm not requiring you to do anything, any of that stuff. I'm not requiring you anything to watch me. If you want to be here and watch me, great. And if not, if you have somewhere else to go, then you can do that too. I have no problem with that because I'm here, and we know why most of us are here.
I got nowhere else to go. I got nowhere else to go.
True. Yep. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So there's that. So yeah, I think I've beaten this horse to death. And what a terrible saying. Who ever came up with that saying? I have to do an entire show on that. Like these weird sayings, beat the horse to death. There's more than one way to skin a cat. Like really, the first guy that said that, everyone else should have said, whoa, 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 dude. For real? I mean, why is he skinning? Why is he even thinking about it? And why is he thinking of other ways to do it? It doesn't make any sense to me. So, but I've heard from President Trump, they're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs. So maybe it's one of those guys. So he said it, I didn't. Of course, I just did. I said it. I repeated it. Okay. Johnny, you're ignorant of a lot of things. Same here. Same here, brother. So yeah. Okay. Where do we go from here? Let's go back into we were discussing, what is it? We were discussing the dog. So that's what it was. Okay. Where's that? What's this? You guys are funny. What is this? That's not a gun. That's not your gun pointing at my head. No, exactly. Yeah, no one's coming to your house and doing that. Oh man, and that was the other thing. I dared fight with, not that I fought with, but the first time I talked to the head of the Flat Earth on air, he was saying that this is during that madness of those several years I can't even talk about, from 2020 on. He was telling people, fearing them, that the government was going to walk down your driveway and hold you down and inject you with mystery liquids. And I was like, you're out of your mind. There's no way to do that. A, there's no way. And B, they don't have the money or resources to do that. And anyways, so I guess I was always sort of on the outs of that community. I just had to make the decision and cut the cord. And so I am my own person now, and this show does what it does. And if I want a 20-minute intro then damn it, you'll get a 20-minute intro. So, okay. All right, what's next? Oh, and JT just rolled in here. I see. You're tardy.
I don't feel tardy.
All right. And did you hear JT? They might be getting a panda dog. You know, he thinks he's the only one that has a dog that's a panda.
I think pandas are sus.
Is my parents' dog moonlighting as panda?
So, no, I will never limit the Freebird intro. That's what you called it. And I had someone else, JT, last week said it was the Inagata Davida of intro. So I like that too. So, okay. Let's see. Okay. So here's what I want to talk to y'all about. There's this fascinating thing, and I can't get enough of it. And it's this, well, first it was, of course, Snow White and the train wreck that happened there. But what's even funnier than that is this new movie, this Minecraft movie. And for those of you that don't know, it's based off a video game that our kids and so basically teenagers are playing now. And the allure in the beginning of it was it had the graphics of the games like I used to play, you know, back in the Atari days, where they couldn't do curved lines. Everything was a box. And let's see, clickety click. And so everything is a block. And so what I was saying is they have this character, this zombie character, that if he drops down and lands on a chicken, it's a rare thing, and it's called a chicken jockey. And could I get more coffee when you get a chance? Okay. And so what happened was, those of you that are old enough, when I was a teenager, I guess, or a preteen, there was this movie that came out. I think it had to have been in the late 70s, early 80s. It was a Rocky Horror Picture Show. And the reason that movie got so popular, and I remember they used to run it, at least in my area, they ran it every night, I think every Friday, I should say, at midnight. They would show that. There was like 3 movies. They would show that one, or they would show, what was it, Dawn of the Dead? Or they would show a Pink Floyd, I think, The Wall, or one of those. Anyways, but the thing is this Rocky Horror Picture Show got famous and it got popular because there was moments in it that you could interact, the audience would interact with the movie. And so, thank you. And so there'd be certain points in the movie where they would say, you know, a toast, and people would bring toast and they'd throw it around. And when there was a wedding scene, they'd throw toilet paper or confetti or something. And there was a rainy scene where people would have water guns and spray you. So they really made it an interactive thing, and it stayed in the theaters forever. I mean, a lot of my teenage years, or whatever, it seemed like it was always playing. I wasn't one of them that went to that. I was a little bit young when that all started, but I was fascinated watching it and hear about it and stuff. And so it's like it started again. And the reason this Minecraft movie has gotten so popular, and it's popular, and I'll prove it to you. This is so funny to me. First of all, if you look at the Snow White debacle, where they changed the story and they made her not waiting for a prince to save her, and they put in this young boy as the most fairest of them all. She hates cleaning the house. She wants to free Palestine, and yet Gal Gadot is the other side of the coin. And so why they would have put these two together, both, anyways. There's so much wrong with this. They got into trouble because they were using dwarves, or they weren't using dwarves, and then they just scrapped the dwarves and they put in really bad CGI with scary dwarves. Anyways, you get to the bottom of the story here, and where is it? So it made $78 million in the U.S. and Canada, if you can see that. Let's see if I make that larger. It cost, now they've revised this. I believe the budget is over $300 million at this point. But it's made a dismal a horrible 70. I mean, it sounds like a lot of money, but when you spend 350 or at least 250, and I swear I've heard up to 320, I think now. But when you spend this much money and you only make not even 79 million, and then worldwide you're at 170 million, which is not even, I mean, you're not even close to breaking even. Meanwhile, you got this movie, Minecraft. Whoops, where'd it go? Here it is. Oh, we got to talk about that too. The first trailer that Minecraft puts out, it's got pandas on the front. Come on, what is going on? The universe is just really trolling me at this point, right? I didn't know this when I pulled up this movie. I was going to talk about it tonight, and it's anyways. We'll drop the pandas for a minute, and let's get rid of them. And when you look at what this movie's making, it's mind-boggling. Where is it? Somewhere down here. There you go. So in the U.S. and Canada, it grossed $200 million, and it's already doubled Snow White. It's at $351 million, and it's not slowing down. It's picking up steam. And why? Well, it's because it's become an experience. People are going to it, and when this scene comes on, where it's Jack Black, and he says the line "Chicken Jockey."
Chicken Jockey.
And it makes me laugh when he says it. But when he does that, the whole theater explodes. Okay? They have other areas too, just like Rocky Horror, where they say the lines with the theater. You know, when he says, "I am Steve," they all say it. And there's a few other things. But this scene in particular, for whatever reason, it started, first one I saw, it was one of those viral video TikTok things where these kids went and got all rowdy when he said "Chicken Jockey," and they eventually got escorted out by police. And that one went crazy, wild, viral. And so because of that, it's being mimicked, and people are going to the theater.
Those memes was Chicken Jockey.
Chicken Jockey.
Chicken jockeys are a rare mob in Minecraft. That's it. Literally nothing special. But the way Jack Black says "chicken jockey" in the trailer was so cringy funny that it became a rallying cry. And now, during practically every movie screening, people are going insane for the chicken jockey. Chicken jockey!
I'm sorry, I find this funny. Now look, if they're throwing popcorn and toilet paper, I think flour at one of them, it's all wipeable, cleanable. That's it. You know, hopefully they're not throwing liquids and stuff. But I find this fascinating and hilarious. And it's not just one theater.
Everywhere. So
You see that one? You can hear it outside the doors. That's fantastic. There's popcorn on the ground too. I find this hilarious. I do. And look, it's good fun for kids, whatever you want to say. I'd say the target age on this is probably, 12 to 20? I don't know, but maybe there's older ones, because there's college kids going there and doing this too. Because don't forget, this Minecraft was popular for my children's age, and they're getting up there. But Minecraft's been going on for quite a while now. And so I think, look, with all the horrible stuff that's going on in the world, if they can go to the theater and have this moment and have a fun time, I'm all for it. I think it's fantastic. The director of the movie loves it, of course, right?
Some theaters have even called the cops to kick out these rowdy meme-spouting kids. It's because
that was the first one that I saw, them being kicked out.
becoming such a mess that at least one movie theater in New Jersey is requiring kids to be accompanied by adults, and other theaters have their own Minecraft-specific rules. And we might even get a sequel, so get ready to do this all over again in a few years.
Nice. Okay. and then I found, let's see, what is this one? Look, they already have their popcorn. So the theaters are making money. The concession stands are making money. So what happens? They got a big cleanup afterwards, just like they used to have in the Rocky Horror. But they have a cleaning crew, and this isn't something that occurs all the time. It's just, while this movie's in the theater, if you're having trouble, hire more people or pay them overtime. But I think this is a fun way to express themselves.
I've had to refund multiple families now because of all the teenagers in here. If I have to do it again, you're all getting kicked out and leaving. Understand?
It sounds like the theater owner's a Karen. Okay, yeah, that's a mess, but it's popcorn and toilet paper. Yeah, all you do is sweep it, and they have a crew that does that. So just saying. What's this one? Oh my gosh! And for my friends down under, g'day. It's happening in Australia. This one's in Utah, but then it continues on to Australia.
Chicken jockey.
Melbourne. Okay, that's a lot. Now, Melbourne, they threw flour, okay? Maybe you shouldn't do that. But the toilet paper and popcorn, I don't know. Now, there's one crazy one.
Chicken jockey.
Chicken jockey.
Chicken jockey.
Hey, man, I had to.
Chicken
There was one, though, these guys brought a live chicken. Yeah, right here. Okay, now they're getting a little bit out of control. I'll give you that. I mean, come on. How do you bring a live chicken into a theater and they didn't see it? I mean, what the heck? But yeah, we got a chicken. There he is. So, anyways, I find this funny. It'll go away, but for now, it's quite an event. And the movie theater owners and the director of the movie is laughing all over the bank. $300 million and moving for probably not even a good movie. And there's some places they're saying that as soon as the chicken jockey scene happens, a lot of people leave. So there's that. So, anyways, that's the rest of my chicken jockey. That's the same one with the chicken. Okay. All right. It's enough of that. But I thought that was pretty wild. And okay, how do we get out of this? Reset. There we go. And then what are the odds that the first trailer has pandas in it? I mean, anyways, we're not gonna play that now. So there you go. That's what's going on with Chicken Jockey. So click clacks. Now there you go, Joy. You're talking about click clacks. That was basically nunchucks for children. There were two hard plastic balls that you would just do this and clack them together, click them and clack them. You could punch a hole in a wall with those things, and it's amazing that we yes. And I know, Connor. Jack Black's mom is part of NASA, and all of these people are Luciferian and sold their souls, and I get it. But what are you gonna do? I got to talk about something. So, all right, fine. You wanted something a little less stressful. Here's another one of those things. How old are you today? And did you just learn this? Because I just learned this tonight.
Can you grab a fork? Poke it in the butter.
Of course, the butter has to be warm. Okay, we'll give that.
Grab the butter like this.
Isn't that something?
Squeeze it all out.
And then it's empty. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Oh, hey, Jeannie, Finn's here. Yay. Hey, hi, Finn. Where's my thing? You just missed all the chicken jockey talk. Where is this? This is for whoever else just came in late, but specifically Finn.
I don't feel dirty.
Good to see you. See, he's for my auditing friends. I have friends in auditing. They go around and they shine a camera on society and try not to get beat up or arrested. So God bless you for doing that work. I'd rather stay home and do this work. So, okay, what's next? And then, I don't know, have you seen Sarah? Is she on the stairs? Maybe you can grab her. Yeah. Because in honor of Sarah, this came across my desk. These people are trying to play golf. And there's a cat on the golf course.
Get it, cat! Get it!
No.
Yeah! Yeah!
I don't know why I find this funny.
What am I
I find this
supposed to? I'm not
hilarious.
reading. All right.
I'll give you a par.
All right.
Now, if they would put cats on the golf courses, I could probably watch golf on TV. But otherwise, I have trouble watching that. Anything? No? Oh, yeah? Okay, hang on. Let me get out of the screen share. All right, she's getting ready to take everyone's souls. Who are you? Ugh. Chicken jockey. Get him, get him, get him, get him, get him. Put on a little weight, girl? Oh, didn't mean that. It is winter. Winter's over now. It's time to get into your summer body for the swimwear and stuff, okay? All right. Oh. Okay. I won't make you stay. But there they are. They wanted to see you. Hopefully Ryan shows up. Okay. Thank you. I was thanking my wife and the cat. All right. Let's clear some tabs. So, all right. Let's go back in here. So we got the cat one. Okay. For those of you that really like the Mandela talks that I did last week, I figured I'd throw a few more in there because I'll tell you something. I still see new ones that are presented to me. And somebody sent me this because I've seen this before. And for those of you playing along at home, if you remember this scene in Risky Business, when Tom Cruise slides in here in his tighty whities, and as I remember, it says here, he had a white T-shirt or a button shirt, white. He had Ray-Ban sunglasses because I remember him taking them off and flinging them at one point. And he was singing in a hairbrush. Well, that's no longer the case. If you find this movie anywhere, even if you have an old VHS copy of it, it's not because it's on the internet or it's been changed on the DVD special edition or whatever. Now he's got a buttoned up pink shirt, not white, no sunglasses, and he's singing into a candlestick. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Just take those old records off the shelf. See, he's singing into a candlestick holder, no sunglasses, and a pink shirt. That is not my reality. That is not my reality. And you didn't want me to Emmy on this movie, Allison? Well, it's too late because that's all messed up. None of that happened in my reality. There was a hairbrush, there's sunglasses, and this is white. That's just the way it is. And isn't that wild? So again, there's people that say the Mandela effect is a psyop, it's fake, it's that, this, that, and the other, it's the internet, it's a special edition. Go prove me wrong. Go find him anywhere, any copy anywhere in a white shirt, sunglasses, singing in a hairbrush. And you won't find it. What you will find is residue, as they say, It just looks so wrong, him in a pink shirt. All these shows that mimic the scene, everyone, they're in a white shirt with sunglasses. And now they're singing with different things, but that's how I remember it. He's in a purple shirt, but he has the sunglasses on, but he's not even real. I don't even understand this guy. He's the one that eats the cats, right? And then Homer Simpson's got the sunglasses, no shirt. These guys all have, was that Scrubs, I think, or one of them? Yeah, white shirt, sunglasses. I mean, it's just the way I remember it. No pink shirt, no candlestick. But here's the other thing. This person, isn't that crazy? And what is this? It's like the Friends scenes that are different on HBO than Netflix. I'm not sure which ones you're talking about, Rev, but I'll if you explain that more. But thank you for the super chat. I'll put it on screen in a second here. But they're discussing the changes in the Bible, and they're saying it's CERN. Now, I don't believe that, although I do believe they're doing some, if you don't know what CERN is that hydrochlon smasher, atom smasher that they say they're doing. But they do satanic rituals there. The opening, look up for the opening of the Goddard Tunnel, and you'll see it's all it is a satanic ritual. Has nothing to do with science. And they have the god of, was it Shiva, or the god of destruction out front. There's so many things that they point you to that they're doing black magic spells, portal openings, whatever, but they're not doing this hydrogen smashing that they're saying they're doing. We don't know what they're actually doing. But one thing I've learned about the Mandela effect when I try to figure it out, you'll never know in our lifetime who's doing it, how they're doing it, and why. We can have theories and guesses. And one of the theories that's been out there for so long is that CERN's causing it. Now, maybe they are, maybe they aren't. But what really got me on this one is they said the logo changed. Now, for those of us that have covered this, like myself, for many years, I'm very well versed in the logo of CERN, which looks like this, because it's 3 6s. However, someone created this so I could, show you this. This is how it's always been in my memory. And for those of you playing along, if you do know the CERN logo like this, I'm about to blow your mind, because mine just got blown tonight about this. You ready for this, hon?
Ready.
That's what the CERN logo actually looks like. The other one is scrubbed from existence. You can look it up, and it's never, ever, ever looked like this. It's always looked like this. And that is not in my reality either. That's not how I remember it. Whoa. Isn't that one wild?
Yeah.
Yeah. So as many years as I've been covering the Mandela effect, that's a new one for me. And
Really obvious.
yeah. I don't know. This, every day of the week is what I remember. And now it's like this. That's weird. So. But another thing the Mandela effect points out is like lies in the world too. So, but see, this is what it's supposed to be. But I think it's most likely just opening up some demonic portals. More than that, we really don't know. And see, it's got the god of destruction out here. Look up the Goddard Tunnel, but do a prayer before it, because I hate playing that. It's just them doing all kinds of satanic things and weird stuff. It's really bizarre. So there you go. There's your risky business, and the CERN logo has changed. That one is just so wild. And then we covered this one last week, but there's two in this. First of all, you can look at your keyboard right now. The $sign only has one line, and it always has. The fact that all these people, including myself, remember it with the 2 lines, that's Mandela affected. And in addition to that, look what it says. 40 years ago today, Christopher Reeve. See, his S is gone. It's no longer Christopher Reeves. It's no longer Sally Fields. It's no longer the Eagles. It's Eagles. And it's no longer Christopher Reeves. It's Reeve. So a lot of weird changes going on. But yeah. Yeah, it was always two lines. And before I even knew about the Mandela effect, I've told this story. I got embarrassed by someone because they're like, "Why are you drawing two lines on it?" And I said, "Well, when did that change?" And they looked at me like I was crazy, kind of like people do now, and said, "It's always been one line." And he showed me the keyboard, and I was like, "Oh, this is weird. How could I have messed that up all these years growing up?" Okay, so let me stop for a second because I don't want to miss these wonderful things here. There you are, Rev. So I'm not sure. Did you write it in the chat? Well, I'm not sure what scenes you mean. But yeah, thank you for the super chat. And I talked about the panda dog. We're still in discussions. We'll figure this out. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, that Goddard was something else. Yeah. So. And the thing is it's not about filming double takes. I mean, maybe some other things are. But like when I showed last week, the Scarecrow has a gun in The Wizard of Oz. I have a VHS cassette tape from its whatever it was, the 50-year anniversary of it or something. And he has it in that. And so it doesn't matter how old. The same with my Bible. I've got a Bible from the 1800s. And it no longer says the lion lays with the lamb. It says the wolf dwells with the lamb. So it's changing on a molecular level that we don't understand. But what I take away from that, as I said before, it proves we're in a supernatural world that was not told to us. And it proves we're in a spiritual battle. And it proves the existence of God, in my mind. Because otherwise, none of it makes sense. I mean, why is it happening? And what's the reason? So I'll take more coffee when I give this chance. Oh, I see Sarah's tail in here. You see Sarah over there? You have more coffee, honey?
Yes!
Okay, sorry. Okay, what's next? Love you right back, brother. In a masculine male way, not in a... That doesn't make it sound any better. But yeah. Yeah, and there's something to gematria. I know about it, but I'm not into it. But I do remember. I do know of it. Let's see. The coffee will be here in a second. Okay, where are we at? All right. Thank you. I see 16 Alpha in here. We're doomed, I say. We're doomed. I feel that's his catchphrase. Yeah, I do coffee. When I started this show years ago, I used to drink beers, but then after a while, I could barely function. So, and it puts on weight, whereas coffee doesn't. So that's why I do that. Okay, where are we at? Yeah, if you can come over here, Val, should be happy to pour you a cup too. And you, Patty. So, okay. What's next? And Mike. Mike wants some too. Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's go back and finish this up here. Clickety click. All right. Okay. So we got that. Oh, and then this. There's another one. So, what do you call it? People were protesting or whatever, and it
was locked because of the riots that these Palestinians
and they locked the station. And why am I bringing this up? It's the station that they locked that I'm bringing it up. They locked Grand Central Station. And all the news stories all said Grand Central Station. And what's wrong with that? It's never been called that now. It's Grand Central Terminal. We can look it up. We'll look it up together here. I'll bring it up. Grand Central Station. Clickety click. And here we go. It's one of my favorite authors says that. Grand Central Terminal. Now, another way that they get around this Mandela effect stuff. Terminal does sound brutal. And isn't that a weird thing? You always you fly into a terminal, like yikes. But in any case, the way they get around this is now they say Grand Central Terminal. Some people call it Grand Central Station. No, it's always been called Grand Central Station. It was never called Grand Central Terminal, but now it's always been called Grand Central Terminal. And so you'll hear it throughout movies and even in cartoons and whatever. They always say station, even though it was never that way. And so when they lock the doors on this place, they actually lock the doors on Grand Central Terminal, just so you know. So that was a weird one. Yeah, it was station when you visited, Reverend Knott. Yeah, it was station. It's always been station in my lifetime, till now. So, okay. I guess that's all the Mandelas that I had on here. Let me kill this tab. And where are you at? Now I do shows with Jen and Chapu. Hopefully soon we'll do another one coming up. And they go over all the melted buildings. I still see to this day, and I'll never see it any other way, this Devil's Tower as the evidence of an old tree stump that was cut. Because I truly believe that we had trees this size. I think the trees we have now is all just since whenever you want to call the reset was. The tallest trees we have now are the sequoias. But yet, when you think about it, and I don't believe them, that they say the earth is millions of years old. But if it was millions of years old, how come all the trees we see are only like hundreds of years old? What happened? So even if you were looking into the Bible and the earth is like 2,000-3,000 years old, we still only see trees that are several hundred years old. And all these giant trees, because people were bigger back then, they lived longer. They lived 500 to 1,000 years than some of the original people before the flood. And so I believe some of these are ancient tree stumps. And that would be makes sense, because if you've got large people breathing, you're going to need some large trees to handle that. I mean, I would think that the tree of knowledge of good and evil or the tree of life were gigantic to the point where we can't even fathom it. That's just how it is. God says his thoughts and our thoughts are totally different. We don't understand how it works. So, but that's what I see here every day of the week. That is a tree stump. So, but the rest of this stuff, this is melted. And why is it melted? And so here's what I have to say. Because I get people all the time writing me saying things like, how can you just look at a picture and say it's melted? You can do tests on it to see if that's been through some kind of heat expansion, blah, blah, blah. Okay, fine. You can do the test. Or you can explain to me how these things are this way and how they look melted. And A, if you don't think they're melted, explain to me why there's like weather in certain areas but not others. And B, what event caused this? If this isn't because of God's judgment, you're telling me that they built it this way? They built some bricks here and then some big, like, I don't know, large rocks and a ton of mortar or something here? That's the best way to put this together? And then throw some bricks in the middle and then some more large rocks here and bigger and then tiny bricks up here? No, you don't build this way. So what happened? Well, you either go with erosion, which that doesn't make sense, how you can get erosion in just sporadic areas, or you go with, as God says, he melts things like wax, fervent heat. Can I prove it? No, I can see the residuals of it. And if you don't want to believe that this was God's judgment, then please, next time you write me, explain to me how you think this happened. How you think that this, which 100% looks like it got melted, and then there's bricks right here. You're telling me that this is a natural formation and they threw some bricks in here? It's melted. And then once you finally can agree that these things have been melted. Now explain to me what was the event or events that caused it. Because there's a lot of people saying you can't melt brick. You can't melt it into these patterns and stuff. Okay, then what's your explanation? I'm telling you mine. Mine comes from the Bible. Mine comes from God's judgment, where he said he is going to do this and there's going to be a remnant left. Why? For the rest of us to know this happened and to repent and hopefully not fall into the same traps that these people did. Dragon fire, maybe, you know. But then you have to acknowledge that dragons exist, and that's also a tough one people don't like to hear either. Look at this. You're telling me this is the best way to build this? Come on, people. Make it make sense. Is Shapu still here? Make it make sense, everyone. Because you can't. Because no one builds this way. And if it's a destruction, tell me the event that happened. What caused this destruction? If you say you can't melt bricks, if you say God's judgment didn't happen, why does this look like exactly like he said, melted like wax? Because that sure as heck looks like wax melted to me. That's what I see. Look at this one. Now, how'd you put these things in there? Come on. To me, it's one of those things, once you see it, you can't unsee it. You really can't. There's no explanation as to how or why they would have left these things in the middle here, or what event caused just this one area to pop out and down here to melt together. But the rest of this, as Jen calls the pocket of survival. It survived and you can still see the bricks. But then even there you can look and you can see how they're starting to like get squishy on some of these. And then of course there's the whole darkened area, so that's interesting. Or this one. Look at those bricks. I mean, I don't see how you can see any other thing other than it's been destroyed by heat. A heat that we can't understand. Okay, so which were they repairing? Are they putting bricks in the areas that the stones fell out? Or are they putting stones in the areas that the bricks fell out? Or this was all brick and it got heated in some event and some of this molded into this stuff. That's the way I see it. And if you don't see it that way, write me. Explain it to me. Tell me how this can happen. You're saying they were just that good of artists that they can put this together? Like this. Is that a natural formed archway through thousands, millions of years of erosion? Or is that mortar lines and this used to be some type of arch and this all got melted? And why are there bricks in here? Who came to the beach and just arbitrarily threw some bricks down here? You can't make it make sense other than an event like I'm discussing. God used fervent heat as he said he would. He said, in this generation, I will come back and clean house. He says it way better than I did. And he did. And he left these remnants so that you can see them. You think that somebody built this bridge like this? Come on, people. And if you look over here, there's still brick. There's brick. There's brick. So what's all this? And here's more brick. This whole thing was whatever this structure was. And this is the only thing that survived. That's it. That's it. Again, if you have another theory, tell me. Tell me how this building got weathered on this section, but not here. And then down here. Right? Because you can't. It doesn't make any sense if you want to believe it that way. And then you can see how it's been melted away like wax, and you see the bricks in here. Isn't that wild? No other event than God's judgment could do this. What's that guy with the table? Prove me wrong. Prove me another event that could do this. You're going to say, oh, some ancient people carved this hole and carved these little windows up here. and they put a bunch of bricks underneath this giant rock. Like, none of that makes any sense when you look at these photos. And there's so many that you, Steven Crowder, exactly. There's so many. How about this? So you tell me all they did is they carved the head and then they got tired and stopped? Or this thing got melted, scorched earth and melted. That's the way I see it. God's like, I don't want any of these stupid idols, and he melted it. That's the way I see it. And then when you start putting things together like these pictures, let me make this smaller so you can see better. I mean, it's going too fast. Let me back it up here. Picture goes slower. Let's go half speed. I mean, to me, when I look at these things together, it's a no-brainer. Again, what could have caused this? What could have caused it to melt like this? God's judgment. That was an entire city. These cities went on for days. It took, was it Jonah, 3 days to walk through Nineveh? I think that was the name of the city. These cities were huge and massive. So, anyways, maybe I shouldn't have it at half speed. We'll never get through this one. Go to regular speed. Yeah, I just see these all the same, and in fact, you can find sphinxes in the Grand Canyon even. That's how prevalent this stuff is. So, anyways, we don't have to go over all these, but you can plainly see it's everywhere. Oh yeah, look, meltology. I always think of Jenna Chapu when I hear that. So, and Ceiling Fan Man, I'm part of that team sometimes. But yeah. And the bricks have words on them and stuff, and they're supposed to be just like natural formations. Give me a break. Anyways, there's that. Built with a hammer and chisel in 1 year. What is this place? The Pabst building in Milwaukee in 1894. It took them 1 year to build that building with hammer and chisel and donkeys, right? And somehow they had all the material to do this and all the labor to do it. But yet we can't reproduce these things today. What is this? I can't deal with that right now, hon. Yeah, we can't produce these today. And why were they making these monstrous buildings and these doorways and windows that go into the ground? They go underneath, because we don't know where ground level is anymore. Because they leveled off this top area and they used this part of the building. But this thing went down stories probably after that. Who even knows how far? There's entire cities under all the cities in the United States. I mean, I live near in Seattle. There's a whole city underneath it. But that's true across the whole country and the world, the globe, whatever you want to call it, the earth, the plane. Like, that makes no sense, that storyline. I mean, think about it. In Seattle, there's an entire underground city. And the story was they had it's always like a fire or earthquake or whatever. And so the cities were destroyed. So they built another city on top of it. Now think about the logic of that. How much earth would you need to move in to cover the old city to make it level to then put these buildings on? Or this building continues down and they're hiding the truth from you. How about this one? You're out for a stroll. It's 1898. Where are you? Paris, Rome, London, Berlin? No. You're in Omaha, Nebraska. This was Omaha, Nebraska in the 1800s. And everyone thinks that we're living better lives now. No, the phones and everything got more smart, and we got dumber, dumber and dumber. So, yeah, and we now build boxes and stuff. Nothing is as phenomenal as this, and probably a whole bunch of free electrics and light bulbs that didn't die. Just wonderful that they took us all away from us. And you want proof that there was some kind of reset on it? Look at this.
This is in the early 1900s. And what you are seeing here is one of the first mobile phones. Again, we had to wait over 100 years for our versions that we have today. The controllers, or the governments of the world, wanted to make sure they could listen in first before they made this technology readily available to the public.
Now, again, Mandela effect? What the heck? The origin of the mobile phone keeps going farther and farther back. We found the car phone. It was really a long time ago. But now this? I mean, what was the year he said on this? I didn't remember what he said. I don't know. But yeah, mobile phone. Yeah. Homophone. That's funny. Homophone. $24 complete. Radio telephone receiving set. Isn't that wild? Yeah, see, it's all new to me. Our history is being rewritten in front of our eyes. Because I never heard of this. Never, ever, ever, ever. Homophone. So funny. So, anyways. Oh, look, I'm live on X. 16 people watching me. Woohoo! Chicken Jockey. Everyone's throwing popcorn. So, and my wife sent me this. So many people are now working from home. It's catching on. So here you got a sheepdog that's working from home. I just love this. He's working from home. Anyways, thought that was good. All right. What's next? Oh, I'm sorry. I heard that I'm reading that you were having some issues, 16 Alpha. I hope you're doing well. God bless you. I'll pray for you too. There's people that are having health issues and other troubles in their lives. And we all have to just, when we're saying prayers, because prayers are a huge thing. They want to make you believe that they don't do anything in this world, but they actually are huge. And just put everyone in your prayers. When you're doing your prayers, add anyone that's hurting and suffering, that they could find the Holy Spirit and get some comfort. And that's what I pray to you too. Yeah, and prayers are free. So, okay, here's one I found interesting. Here's another thing. I don't know, Mandela effect or whatever.
Isn't this amazing? I've been here for 2 hours playing with water and asking questions, and I'm still confused. That's water pearl. There's a basin at the bottom. It pumps water up through hoses at the back, nozzles at the top.
So you get this? This is called water pearl. And this guy invented this thing. The water's actually moving. You can see it roll up here.
Create these pearls of water.
But the way that the light is strobing on it and it's in sync with the water, you can't see it move. And so it either looks like it's standing still or going backwards.
A specified light system perfectly calibrated with the motion of the water to create these pearls that are floating, now suspended, now moving down.
Now, the reason I'm bringing this up, not only is it cool looking, it sure has a problem with gravity. It actually has no problem with gravity, right? So that's kind of interesting, don't you think? I thought.
You see that? That's real. Those shadows are real. My hand is on the other side of those shadows. Look at that. Apparently the creator got the
I could be like him. I could probably spend hours with this thing.
idea from watering his garden. So it went from watering his garden to me having an absolute existential crisis right now. I can just sit here all day, which I have been, playing with water. If you look at my hand, you can see this. You can't see anything between each pearl of water in my hand. The team here at Water Pearl in Tokyo, Japan is creating magic for the future.
That's pretty cool. So, right? Yeah, call Neil deGrasse Tyson and have him explain this. He can't. And what's that other guy, the Asian guy? He said that gravity was, they lied to us. They have to tell you. That's part of this whole thing. They have to tell you they're lying, and then we have to still accept it. So you can do this effect with sound vibrations. Yeah, sound vibrations are a whole wild, another rabbit hole. It's a real wild thing. So, and again, for my wife, they never explained how the Brady Bunch had access to Zoom in the 70s. So, thought that was interesting because they did show us Zoom back then, didn't they? Neil deGrasse Tyson is an oblate spheroid. That's fantastic. So, okay. And this is in Miami. Stop hiring humans. The era of AI employees is here. This is a company is advertising this. Isn't that nice? They said they said they took your jobs. Well, the robots are coming to take our jobs. That's what's going on. They're going to have all these new factories here in America, and they'll be run by robots. And they'll be driving the trucks. We're not doing the music. They're driving the trucks too. Look at this. This truck has no driver. That's some scary shit right there, I think. Yeah, because we showed last week that the Tesla drove right through a fake wall. What's that? It's on the road. I don't know where it's going. Hopefully it knows. It's written in Chinese, so this is probably in China. But yeah, isn't that something? No driver. But the Tesla car drove right through a fake wall because it was painted like in the Roadrunner, that it was a real, and it just drove right through it. So, is that a time distortion field? Oh, let's not go there again. I did a whole episode on a gal that caught a time distortion field, and then I showed it on air, and it glitched out my whole. You were there, 60 Alpha. It glitched out my whole show, shut me down. He's the one that sent it to me. Exactly. He's the one that caused me all that source. So you're talking about the water, but yeah. Okay, and then here's more proof that the phones listen to us, but we're beyond the phone listening. We all know that. But listen to this. This guy.
I can prove to you guys that Facebook listens to everything you say. Look at the phone. Emily, move the phone over. See, this is random stuff. I want to buy a laundromat. Laundromat.
Then he refreshes it. Laundromats for sale. We're past that, though. We all know this at this point. Now we've discussed it. I've said on the show, and others now have come around too and said it, that you can think something and you'll get the ad or whatever for the thing you thought. Explain that to me, Neo. We're already in the matrix. We just don't know it, right? They told us we would feel it. They would like plug a thing into the back of our neck, and yet we're already there. Where's my thing here? I had a thing. Clickety click. One of these thousands of tabs. You get a preview of everything there. Where'd it go? I lose it. I hate when that happens. One more run. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Oh, there it is. See? We should have known that it was about to go bad when they removed all the exits. Yeah, it's weird how they can read our minds to this stuff. It's weird. I can't tell you how many times, like, we'll watch a stream or a televised vision programming or movie or something, and my wife or I will say sometimes an entire sentence, and the person on screen is either saying it right after us or at the same time. I still can't explain it. Sometimes it sounds like they're answering us in conversations. And again, I can't explain that to you. You just have to experience it for yourself. But when you think something and then you get the ad for it, that gets really creepy to me. But I understand we're all connected. I mean, somehow the Ethernet and everything, it's all connected. And so it makes sense. Just like I'll be thinking about doing a live stream on a subject and another person is doing the same thing without discussing it. We all seem to like hone in on the same subject matter sometimes. And I'm not saying news of the world, just like we wanted to talk about any particular subject and we're all talking about it. It's quite fascinating. Can't explain any of it. I can just notice it happening and go from there. So, Yeah, right. My thumbnail, my exact thumbnail of the chicken jockey was on someone else's. They were having a completely different discussion, but I thought that was interesting. So, all right. So just know we're always being listened to, and I know God does it just on His own because He's in us and He sees through us and He experiences everything we do. But Satan has to mimic Him. He doesn't have that power. So what does he do? He connects us to this machinery that I'm using to talk to you tonight. And then, and here we are. And so we're all connected and we're all using His service. But, how else would I be able to talk to you? That's the thing. So until we can come up with another way. Okay, let's see. Let me get back to clickety click. And this, if you have an Apple, you definitely have to try this. I did it, and it's hilarious, I think. You can tell your Siri to give you a nickname when it talks to you. I don't use it very often, but I used it for this. And so he changed his Siri.
Siri.
I hate that little song. He wants to change his nickname.
Okay. What would you like me to call you?
I've seen this before.
Okay? So you guys heard that. So that's what he told him to call it. So now listen what Siri says. I don't know, I find this hilarious.
You would like me to call you?
What? It works. I know we did it. It's hilarious. Yeah, I don't know. Is it still on mine? Let's see. Let me put the sound on to see if I can hear it. Hey Siri, what's my name? Huh. What's my nickname?
You've asked me to call you.
His is much funnier. I don't know why. It's let's see. Yeah, is that what it is? Women aren't funny.
You would like me to call you?
I have tears in my eyes. I don't know. I find that hilarious. Oh my goodness. Okay, so it sounds like the phone was wheezing. I know. Oh, fantastic. Okay. All right. What's next? Go away, Siri. Okay. Wow. Okay. This guy. Look, I'm just saying. I miss him for his humor. Siri was squeaking. Yeah, I guess it sounded like it was sighing. I don't know. It's just really weird. They don't patch. I don't know how you can patch that, Cold Con, because it's just repeating what you tell it to. So, oh, look at you, Rev. You gifted 5 memberships. I got to show that. The Rev, everyone. Thank you. God bless you, Rev. Let's see. There, I'll do that. We have the multiverse. Now, look, if I put it on this way, does that mean you gifted 5, 10, 15, 20, 25? I don't know. Maybe. But thank you very much. God bless you. So this guy, I've said it before. Look, I'm not into politics. I think both sides are working against us now. For a long time, again, you know my story if you've talked to me or listened to me long enough. Started off thinking that Trump was here to save us, thought Q was here to save us, found out they're all just part of the same psyop. So that's out the window. What I do appreciate is the humor, because now that I look at it as saying none of these people are here to save us, only Jesus saves. And so what am I doing? I'm poking fun at it. But this guy, he made it so you didn't even have to make a joke. I just used to play him naturally, walking off looking all flustered and whatever. And he just made an appearance again. I mean, there's no way he was in charge of anything. I mean, I feel bad for the guy. They made us feel bad for him. Like, he should not have been in power. I'm not sure what survivors he's meeting with. He's a mouth breather. He is. Look at that. So, anyways. But he's not our president anymore. It's the orange guy. Oh, Rev, you were laughing? Oh, good. God bless you. I'm glad. Is that a demon? Yeah, probably. Most likely. Yeah, they removed his SD card. My chat is hilarious, Jeannie. It's not. I know. Don't feel bad for an actor in a mask. You're right. Not a real person, Amy. You're right. Okay. You're all right. Okay, I'll get him off the screen. How about that? And he's gone. Now this one. So here's the news. So you got, is he charging? Yeah, you guys are funny. I got to get this off screen, even though I do appreciate it. God bless you. How do we get that off of there? I don't know. It's one of these. There we go. It's that button. The news was Trump and his tariffs and freaked everyone out. I'll have more coffee when you get a chance. And so China has, I can't say it any other way, has now done restrictions on their 7 rare earth metals, which, first of all, I don't know, maybe I'm stupid. I didn't even know they had 7 rare earth metals that you can only get in China. Okay. Oh, he's buffering. Yeah, he's buffering. Wendy. Am I going to be awake 72 hours? No, you know what's weird? I'm one of those weird people that I can drink coffee and then go to bed. So, I don't know. It doesn't affect me that way. But it helps me keep going on this show. Plus, I get to share the mug. Shapu made that artwork. Although it's upside down, I think. Same with the pillow. Pillow's upside down. You can get a mug. Let's see. Where's my, don't want to end stream. Where's that? And I'll tell you why I did this video. Is because when I started this show, I set up a store because that's what all the flat earthers are doing, selling t-shirts and hats and mugs and all that stuff. Oh, you're really going to mess with them. Ooh, thank you. Look what she got me. Liars. That's what they are. Thank you, honey. Okay. Ooh, my water. Okay, we're good. You have water, too, just in case. Stay hydrated for the show. But they were all doing this thing where they were selling all kinds of merchandise and mugs and t-shirts and stuff. And so when I started my channel, I opened up a store, and you can't even get these mugs anymore, but I purposely did it so I could make these mugs and then give them to all my children, just so they'd have to drink out of a ceiling fan man mug. Didn't go over so well. One of them's not talking to me still. But I made this commercial because I thought it was so ridiculous that everyone's selling merchandise and having those expensive meetups and stuff. So I made my commercial. So here you go.
Get rid of that old mug. It's garbage. You want to drink out of a ceiling fan man mug. Brand new from Ronco. The Ceiling Fan Man mug. Get yours today. Have you ever dreamed of going to space? Well, you can't because it's fake, but you can get your very own Ceiling Fan Man mug. Proudly made in the exotic land of China.
China.
Your Ceiling Fan Man mug can hold cold liquid, hot liquid, granola, the TV remote. It can even stop a door from closing. Get yours today. Each Ceiling Fan Man mug comes with a commemorative box. Ooh. Order now and become your own legend by ordering a Ceiling Fan Man mug today. And if you order in the next 10 seconds, we'll include show notes crumbled up and autographed by Ceiling Fan Man himself.
But wait, there's more.
Any orders of 66 or more will get an exclusive personalized NFT of Ceiling Fan Man eating cereal. The Ceiling Fan Man mug. Get yours today. Don't be a loser.
Satellite tracking continues.
So there's my mug. Yeah, and you can't even get that mug anymore. It's no longer in the store. There's these new cool ones though. I can't show you right now, but anyways. So that's that. That was it. It's a parody as far as, and in fact, as far as the NFT goes, I don't even know how to make those. So God bless it. I'm glad nobody ever bought that many mugs. And as far as the show notes go, the show notes were for people that ordered it as that commercial was playing, and I never had anyone do it, so I didn't have to worry about it. But I have sent show notes out to people. So, all right, what's next? Let's go back in here. Clickety click. Y'all having fun? I hope so. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the like button at least if you can. It definitely helps. So appreciate that. Okay. So China has these metals that I didn't know existed, but they have them and they've restricted them. So we no longer can get samarium, gadolinium, terbium, dysprosium, lutetium, scandium, and I don't know. But supposedly we use this in everything. I don't know. But I just think it's funny because they sound made up to me, these words. And when I was showing this to my wife, I said, you know, they have these words. I made up my own when I did this Parker space probe and said the metals that they used
to make it.
I don't know if you can hear it or not. It's pretty low.
So durable, including sapphire, niobium, tungsten, molybdenum, and dilithium crystals.
Our dilithium crystals represent awesome power.
Blublium is I made up, but I don't know. It sounds just as real as these things. Yttrium, whatever. Just find it funny that they're restricting these things. That no, I don't think I know of anyone that's ever heard of these things. So, anyways, so blublium probably is on the list too. What's that? Yes, samarium sounds very close to that, the Sumerian tribe or whatever. This is like Gandolian. I don't know. Terbium. I don't know. Anyways, we can't get those anywhere from China. And we can't get dilithium crystals or blublium anymore, just so you know. And this guy, I've said this a bunch, and I'll say it again. First of all, he's funny. He's a puppet like the rest of them. He's an actor. And he's a troll. And so now he posts this thing, and I have to keep double checking to make sure it's really Donald Trump posting these things, because you can't tell the difference between that and fake news anymore, because he's the one who coined that phrase. He says every 1,000 likes he'll make the tariffs on China bigger. I mean, whatever. The guy's funny. Just saying. So there's that. And then more proof that we're living in a matrix, a fake reality theater, whatever you want to call it. Check this out. This was news to me because I didn't play this game. You're in here, Connor. You play games. Maybe you know this one, the Black Ops 2 that happened, and I think it was 2012.
If I were to tell you 13 years ago a game developer would predict the future, you'd probably call me crazy, right?
Yeah, The Simpsons can predict it, but not a game, right?
But stay with me. You see, Black Ops 2 was released in November of 2012, and in every single Call of Duty game, there's a campaign. And in the campaign of Black Ops 2, China and the United States are in a Cold War. But why exactly did China and the United States get into a Cold War? As it says right here, it's because China stopped exporting rare earth elements, which is something that sounds ridiculously insane, like that would never happen. Only yesterday, that's what China did. You may be thinking, oh my gosh, this is a reach. It's a video game who said sometime in the future this would all happen. But it gets even crazier when you realize when Black Ops 2 was set. Because in this video game, it's not set in 2012. In fact, it is set in the year 2025. As in the year 2025 that we are in. Meaning that 13 years ago, the game development team that was building Black Ops 2 accurately predicted all of this down to the exact year that this is happening.
Right? That's a coincidence. But see, I don't believe in coincidences anymore. So in the year 2025, China and the United States are in a Cold War, and China stops exporting rare earth elements. Isn't that something? So I thought that was interesting. Okay. Let's go. Where are we going, Colticon? Honk honk. I heard he even get in trouble for saying honk honk. Whatever. You can say moo if you want. That's what we say on my channel. I don't know. We don't? I'm the only one that says that. I say moo. Is there 20 people on Twitter? God bless you over there on Twitter. Oh, yeah, I can see it. It's right there. Wow. It's in my face. Thank you all. I don't know if I can talk to you over there other than live. So, hi. Hopefully I can build up my Twitter page. That'd be nice. So isn't this interesting? So now DHS will deny you citizenship if you talk bad about certain people. So I thought that was interesting. I'm not going to say anything more than that. That's what they're doing. Thought that was interesting. No, other people, you can still hate on white people and Christians. It's not a problem. You can still come in the country. Just certain people, you can't. So just be careful. Can you still get good Chinese food, Trey? We can't. Well, we go to Seattle maybe, but out here, there's no good Chinese food. It's the way it is. So, and I thought this was interesting. Of course, Space Force, they should still call it Earth Force because they've never been to space. But this guy, he is Stephen L. Quatz, the general, and look what he says here. He says a lot of interesting things.
Here. But I've had the benefit of 33 years of studying and
Okay, well, we got that out of the way, right? He's been here 33 years studying. That's their magic number. But what does he say?
becoming friends with these engineers and these scientists.
Oh, there's somebody saying if we went to Bremerton, they got good food at Golden Star. Will you write that down? We'll go check that out. That's not too far away. Thanks, Deb. Or Steph. Thank you, Steph. Yeah, so he's been studying this 33 years, of course.
Of 33 years of studying and becoming friends with these engineers and these scientists.
And? What'd you find out?
This technology can be built today with technology that is not developmental to deliver any human being from any place on planet Earth to any other place in less than an hour.
Isn't that interesting? So he's talking like almost teleportation, like Star Trek, but that didn't go so well for Brundlefly, so I don't know. But that's what they're insinuating, that they have a way of transporting us anywhere on the plane in an hour. So I thought that was interesting. And, he's got 33 years of experience in it. Yeah, see, you got it, Duke Nukem, right? Brundlefly. That was a good movie. They're both good. The original black and white one was good. Scared the crap out of me when I was a kid, because I used to play that stuff on regular television. And when the fly at the end is yelling, "Help me," that was just, I still have nightmares of that. I can't watch that scene. It's pretty wild. But the new one with Jeff Goldblum was crazy. So, yeah. I'm not stepping in a transporter anytime soon, just saying. Oh, you're going to come? Hey, Caldicon's coming to visit in his bus, right? Honk, honk. Okay. Come on out. Where are you at? You're nearby, aren't you? I think you're somewhere in Washington. I think you're at the border, like Washington and Mexico. Okay, what's next? And there you go. This didn't take long, only about 3 months. Now Trump is saying he's granting a reprieve. He's no longer, remember, part of his thing is he comes in last time, build the wall. I'm going to build the wall and throw that lady in jail. And what did he do? He didn't build the wall and he didn't throw the lady in jail, right? I have that. I'll show you. We can look at that really quick. Clickety click. We'll go here. Let's see. Is it this one? Yeah, it was my original Yellowstone video from several years ago.
The ceiling fans? They're very attractive.
Coming soon to wherever your televised vision plays your programming
It's a new series, Yellowstone. It's the story of a family, a very corrupt family, a brother and a sister. Both of them are very beautifully successful, and they fight all the time. The brother says, "Sister, I'm gonna put you in jail. I know stuff about you." And the sister says, "Oh yeah? Well, I'm gonna put you in jail because I know stuff about you." But the thing is, neither one of them know. They're just puppets to the real master. No, the real master. And so, they all play their part. Who will win? Well, he doesn't know. Coming soon to the televised vision near you. Yellowstone.
Satellite tracking continues.
Right? She's still not in jail. And so now this new time, last time he said he's building a wall that he didn't build, and he said he's putting her in jail, and he didn't put her in jail, and then he shut down the country because of a flying virus, and he's the father of stuff that we don't want to talk about on YouTube and stuff. But now he said, deport. He's going to get rid of all the illegal immigrants. But now he's saying, well, I'm going to grant a reprieve to the ones working on the farms, the hotels, and other places where they need the people. Oh, okay. All right, sure, no problem. You just keep changing, just move the goalposts. It's fine, whatever. Nobody cares. Nobody realizes it. They drink the Trump Kool-Aid and move along. Meanwhile, they tell you they have to. This is partly how this world works. We have free will, God-given free will, and the only way that they can do things to us is we have to give our consent. And how do we give our consent? They tell us they're liars, they're actors, and we just don't listen.
The perfect person. I was like central casting. Hey, you know what? And he's central casting. Look at that guy, central casting.
These are central casting. If I'm doing a movie, I pick you, General. Central casting. Very impressive. Oh, you're central casting. Look at this guy. This man's central casting. I watch him all the time. Central casting.
So 2 minutes of this, of him just saying central casting all the time.
Perfect shape. My friend, central casting. I always call him central casting. Boy, is that central casting. That's epic.
I mean, he's...
Man looks like, I don't know, very tough. Central casting. And you thought central casting, General. He's like central casting for central casting. You couldn't pick a better guy in Hollywood. There's no actor that could do it better. You are so central casting. Great marks, great schools, the best everything, the best.
So they tell you. 100%. He's casting a spell MAGA. Yeah. And I've discussed that, Connor, that MAGA, originally, you think it's from Ronald Reagan because he was the first president that said that, MAGA, make America great again. But the Satanist, Church of Satan, or whatever you want to call it, it's the highest level of witch, not warlock, witch, and is MAGA. So, just saying. And so he's literally telling you that this is all fake. All the stuff we see in the news and all that, he's telling you it's all fake. So when you see stuff like this, and you know what, somebody gets hurt, somebody dies, we're all sad, and I pray for the families and stuff. But when I see a person crying with no tears,
and then I saw him about to fall. I went to go over there. I grabbed him. I see. Let's go.
Yeah.
These two remind me of Robbie Parker. And if you don't know what's going on here, their son supposedly got taken out by someone else. And it's another racial thing to make us fight each other. But I just... This is not, to me... Again, I can only say so much. I'm on YouTube. But I question what's going on here. Is this central casting as my president?
Picture what happened when what was coming out of his chest. And
yeah. Anyways, that's these two. And they remind me of Robbie Parker. And if you don't know who Robbie Parker is, again, I can only say certain things here on YouTube. But this is the thing Alex Jones got in trouble with. And this guy lost his daughter and came out to do a press conference. But whatever was going on, right before he came out to tell you about how his daughter was, brutally taken, he's laughing and yucking it up. That's Robbie Parker. Now, when you see this clip now, you'll see him. It starts from basically here where he composes himself, and then he starts crying. And that's where they started. But what they leave off is this part here where someone told him the best joke he's ever heard right before he goes out and talks about what happened. I don't know. I can't say anything other than you guys all should look into this yourself, but that's all I can say about it because, again, I'm on their airways. I can only do so much. But interesting. And then there's this new one that just happened. This one bothers me. This just happened. This whole family, and he was some super rich billionaire or something, and they all just crashed into the Hudson, which is a horrible story. But the problem is they got into a white helicopter, and this helicopter being dragged out is black. So that's a weird thing, don't you think? I'm not saying anything that they didn't die and everyone should be, prayers for this family. I get it. But how do you get in a white helicopter and then crash in a black one? I don't know. It's beyond my capabilities. But there you go. Again, talking as best I can where I am. What's next? Oh, and this one just happened. Well, so did that one. But this one happened... this morning. Early morning at LAX Hawaiian Airlines flight, 33. Okay. And smoke poured out of the A330 brakes. So this pilot saw something or heard something he didn't like. Stopped the flight 33. I don't know why we're hearing and seeing about all these plane issues, helicopter issues, or you could say it's part of the conspiracy of trying to keep people in smaller areas, right? There's really, you saw? Okay. Let me pray that away. There's, what do you call it? The electric cars and all that stuff and the 15-minute cities. They're trying to keep us condensed. And now they're trying to make everyone scared of flying in planes or helicopters. And again, these things real or not? You have to decide. I can't say it on YouTube, but what I can tell you is when I see the Flight 33 and the A330 whatever, it just makes me ponder it. Just saying. And then how about this? Now this is supposedly real. What about this?
The Trump administration has officially cut the funding of a $769 million contract for the Acacia Center for Justice. What is that, you ask? It's a legal group that pushes for penalties against attorneys and judges who misgender illegal aliens. Think about that for one moment. Almost $750 million, the U.S. government, your taxes, have been given over to a freaking group that's going after lawyers and judges for misgendering illegals?
And again, I understand how this news works now. This is more propaganda out there to make us fight each other and argue and over all these different things. But this is what the Tell Lies vision is propagating. And it's important for us to know, because not the people listening to this show, the 100, 200 people, whatever that are here. It's to let you know what the rest of the world, the rest of the country or whatever is hearing and discussing. And the best we can do is, like I'm doing, present the information if they want to see it. We're never going to be able to convince them until they're ready. And so let's say this is actually happening. And let's say Doge is finding all this waste. And let's say Doge is now stopping it. Where's the money going now? They don't tell you. See, it's almost like mob families. The one mob family was stealing the money from the taxes. The other mob family took power, and now they're taking the money, right? Because Doge is robbing the rich and giving it to who? The rich. It's like, where's our checks? We heard that Trump was saying that he was going to get rid of income tax, right? But in 4 days, everyone's supposed to have theirs in. Trump was saying that he was going to send, last time he sent everyone $500. He closed their businesses and made them all eat, by themselves at Thanksgiving. But he gave everyone $500. Now he said he was going to give everyone $5,000. That's never happened. The school, loans, they haven't been paid. None of this is happening. All these things. No one's going to jail. No one's being. It's just they say whatever they want for you to listen to that you want to hear, and that's it. They lie all the time. How do you know politicians lying? Their mouths are moving, right? Their lips are moving. And this is another fascinating thing. To my lovely Canadian friends, again, if we only have 50 states, you just need to be the 51st state because you already live here. Did you all know this, that most of the people in Canada don't live in Canada?
This isn't entirely accurate. The 49th parallel, a straight line on the map, forms the majority of the border between the two countries. However, a surprising aspect of Canada's geography is that about 70% of Canadians live south of this line.
How about that? Did you know that? This is all Canada. Nobody lives here. Just like lions and tigers and bears, oh my, but no one lives there.
This concentration of population is evident across a region of the country highlighted in red on population maps. Even more surprising, nearly 50% of Canadians live in an even smaller area below this line.
So 70% live below there, and 50% of them live here, which is already like, that's more in America than where I live. I live way up here. Is that nuts?
Making it clear that a significant portion of the country's population lives south of the U.S. state of Washington.
What'd you say? Yeah, these Canadians, what are they? What are they? That's Australian. What are Canadians? Whatever, goo. These people are more American than I am. Look at that. It's too much.
Canada's southernmost point, located on Middle Island in Lake Erie, further challenges common perceptions. This point is situated so far south that it lies below a portion of Northern California.
Really? And you're still calling yourself Canadian? Just be the 51st state already and be done with this.
And even further south than the majority of 16 U.S. states, including Massachusetts and Oregon.
Look at that. Look how many states these people live below. This is America, and these people think they're Canadian. Sure.
Geographic reality creates the surprising fact that more Americans live north of Canada's southernmost point than Canadians themselves. Perhaps the most striking example of this anomaly is seen in Detroit, Michigan. Detroit is the only U.S. city where traveling south will take you into Canada.
That's wild. That's mind-blowing. Isn't that crazy?
Rather than the other way around. This unusual arrangement
What's that? I don't know. Shapu, you in here? Where are you at?
highlights the fascinating intersections between population, geography, and perception in North America. Many people...
That's pretty wild. That one blew me away. So, all right. So there's that. Hope you all enjoyed that. Okay, this one was fantastic. So here's a spelling bee. And the word is woman. You already know it's in trouble, right?
Your word is woman.
Woman. Can I have the definition, please?
No.
Why not?
The thing is, a woman is a woman is women.
What she's trying to say is that each person gets to define for themselves what a woman.
And can we address the moment here? So is that guy, honest to God, he's mansplaining to this woman what a woman is? Just saying, right? That's what he just did. He just mansplained.
Yes.
So can you define it?
No.
Why? I just want to know the definition of woman.
And that makes you a hateful little bigot, Lincoln.
I don't hate anybody.
Listen, you intolerant little bigot, just spell the word so we can get a girl up here to win this whole thing.
The definition of woman is woman.
That doesn't make any sense.
It's a simple word. We all know what a woman is. Just spell woman.
Woman. WOMAN. Woman.
Wrong! It's got an X in it now for some reason. WOMXN. Now get out of here!
Oh, shoot. See, they couldn't figure it out. I can. I found this meme, and it shows you. This is what a woman looks like. Just so you know. That's all I'm going to say on that. I mean, seriously, when this woman walks into a doctor's office, does he ask if she's still on her period? Does she still get a prostate exam? I mean, what? Tell me. It doesn't make sense. I'll have more, please, love. Okay. What's next? Yeah, basic biology. Trust science, but except when it comes to basic biology. Then science goes out the window. So now, here's the new thing. Here's more fake science. They supposedly, allegedly, recreated a dire wolf, like in Game of Thrones, for the first time in 10,000 years. This is what they sound like. Okay, now, with this story, there's so much going on. First of all, the fact that everyone heard about, at least I heard about it, and a bunch of other people seem to. Where is it? An organic strand that stays intact for 10,000 years. That makes no sense. You can't have a live thing come out of a dead thing from 10,000 years ago. You just can't. And not only do I know that, is it on this thread here? Grok. Of course, that's where everyone gets their news now. Grok says this isn't real. It cannot exist because there's no direct evidence that supports the presence of living organisms. I mean, you can read about it. Thanks. Okay. AI says it's not true. So you got that going for you. In addition to that, it's so manufactured. Not a single word about the dire wolf until this morning. And now it's up on Joe Rogan's doing an interview, of course, right? And it's on the cover of Time magazine. And you can see the searches that go from nothing to like crazy, right? It's because they're pushing these agendas on us. That's how this stuff works. And there's no evidence that they can create a dire wolf from 10,000 years ago. And how is a dire wolf going to know how to act differently? You know, I have a cat, Sarah, that acts like my dogs because she's never seen another cat other than when she was a baby kitten. We got her when she was really young, and she's only lived with my 3 dogs, maybe soon to be 4. Right, Rev? Yes, but she sometimes acts like a cat, but a lot of times she acts like a dog. Runs around with them, and I don't know. See, what's that? Erickson versus Freud. What are you doing to me? Erickson versus Freud, says the silent wife. What is that? Oh, is that? Oh, wait, I know this one. It's like DNA versus habitat, right? Something like that. See, I'm smart. I'm smart. I know things. Where's my guy? One of these. No, not that one, not that one, not that one. This one. Probably in what do you call that? It was like doubled, whatever. Moving on. Time Magazine has that as their lead cover, but I found this one. Time Magazine, the actual one shows extinct and it shows the dire wolf, but I thought this was funny. This is Alex. She's a tomboy. She's the first to exist since the 90s. Right, Jeannie? Dude, there was a time in our lifetime when girls were tomboys and they were still hot, just so you know. They just were excelled at certain things, but it didn't make them a man. It didn't make them a dude. They were just, you were impressed that a girl could do some of these things, but they were still hot and they're no longer there. They're gone. They're extinct. So... yeah, we should bring back the tomboys, right, Duke Nukem? I agree. It was a much better world when there was tomboys here, right? That Red Storm was a tomboy that's now a model, so there, right? Bring back the tomboys. I'll make a new shirt, sell it at my store. Yeah, you didn't like whisper in this girl's ear. Well, you really should, cut some stuff off and take some hormones and grow a beard. No. You just... What's that? You married a tomboy, Rocky Sheriff? God bless you. Good. And I did too. I've said that before. I sucked at sports. My wife was excellent. She was a pitcher. She struck more. She almost got a contract to... no? Is that going too far? I was excited if I wasn't the last person picked. If I was second or third to last, I was like, yes, that's a score for me. And then, of course, they throw me in right field, which is where you put all the bad players because no balls really go there. That was my sports experience. So, no. And you were always picked first. We all know. Yes, you were picked in front of the boys. We know. Oh my goodness. Bring back the tomboys, damn it. That's what we need. We need more tomboys. All right. What's next? And this one's driving me crazy. So if you don't know who Lucy is, Lucy, you got some splaining to do. Actually, they've never said that now. I have a video on that. Lucy, let's see. Oh, come on. I gotta show you. Let's see if I can find it. Okay. When I was growing up, my day, where'd y'all go? Clickety click. Y'all having fun still? Hopefully. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Don't forget. Okay, back over here. 200 people watching. God bless you. This is what I remember them showing in me in my books, what Lucy looked like. That was their artist impersonation, whatever. These were the bones that they found. And a couple things about that. First of all, they didn't find these bones all together, like is shown in this photo, whatever this is. They found them in, I think it was an area of like 1.5 miles to 2 miles. So who knows? They just put a bunch of bones together, and they decided one of these bones was the reason that we were able to like stand upright. Okay, but they went from Lucy looking like this to now she's got lipstick. I mean, come on, people. So now you're telling me that cavemen were using lipstick, right? She's supposed to be 3.2 million. I'm sure she's 3.3. 3.2 million years old, Lucy. You got some splaining to do because they found these bones all over the place, 1.5 miles 2 miles. And they took one bone and they said, "Oh, well, that proves that that monkeys stood up, and there's your missing link," because they still haven't found the missing link. But the fact that she went from looking like this to the new textbook, she'll look like this with lipstick. TJ Trusty, you are very tardy. Okay, you got to get it for that.
I don't feel dirty. I don't feel dirty.
All right. Yeah, he just showed up. He's ready for the show to end. What is he doing all night? So the monkeys now, the whatever this missing link has the lipstick. What a joke. And in fact, everything's named Lucy, which is short for Lucifer, just so you know. If you look into, I covered this, I Love Lucy. It's Lucy, and then it's what is it? Fred, which is the F. What is it? Ethel is the E, and Ricky is the R. And you get Lucifer. That's pretty wild. Yeah. So there you go. And the don't forget the telescope for the Vatican was named Lucifer, and they've changed it, but it was named Lucifer. I mean, just on and on and on. You want to think we're in the short season of Satan? Everything is all about Lucifer. Nothing's about God. That's why I said it's not that the devil's trick is to make you not believe he exists. The devil's trick is to he exists, but make believe God doesn't exist. That's where we are right now. And that's the Ceiling Fan Man quote. All right. Next. And once again, here we go. They're trying to tell you that they are going to be God, play God. They've got this biogene project where they're supposedly, allegedly storing the DNA of us and a bunch of species. And then, like the dire wolf that they said they can do, even though Grok says they can't. They have the seed vault. It just goes on and on. They're going to take you over with robots. This was interesting. In the great year of the 12 zodiac constellations, we're entering the years of equators. In ancient mythology, the ruler of the golden age, which is what Trump keeps saying we're heading into, the antediluvian world was the Titan Kronos Saturn, which is, again, everything, including Grok itself. This little emblem here is Saturn, whatever. During this festival, the slaves were temporarily treated as equals to their masters. Large feasts were held in the street of Rome and symbolizing the golden age. So, and here we are. We're doing this again. That's the way I see it. So, anyways, you can go through all this. I don't feel like doing it right now. But order out of chaos is what they plan on us. And then here, this was on the Economic Forum, of course. Why is this in the Economic Forum?
That person commit the crime, even though that person
But you can see, World Economic Forum.
is utterly innocent, that it becomes a planted memory. And so there's some really interesting research that we can plant false memories in the brain. And in a different context, one of the emerging areas that's really interesting in law neuroscience is pain detection. And once we understand the circuitries that cause pain, I guess the question is, could we then instill pain and use that in many coercive measures?
Okay, so just to recap, she says they can implant false memories so you can think you've done a crime and you haven't. And they're working at figuring out how pain works in your brain so they can use it as a torture device. It's basically what she's saying. So there's that coming at you. And I have to address, what does this say here? You said, James, you said you got out an old Eagles album and it still says The Eagles? Which album? Because I have the Eagles albums. I want to check them. But if you look them up, here, I can bring it up while we're here. They're just called Eagles now. The Eagles. Yeah, they lost the. I know we're back in the Mandela effect, but we're bouncing around. See? It's just called Eagles. I mean, that's the official name for them. Eagles. So we could try the album cover. Let's see. Do they say the Eagles on them? Eagles. Eagles. I'm going to show more images. Eagles. What album do you have? Because everything I'm finding is just Eagles. The is gone. I'm curious as to what album you have. Here they are in order. Let's see. Look at that. Oops. How do we get it? Go back up there. Eagles, 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 Eagles. Hotel California. Eagles, 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 Eagles. No thes. I'm curious as to what album you found, because you definitely have a rarity or whatever you call that, one that has not been Mandela affected. But no, they're now called Eagles. Okay, what's next? We talked about that. And this, again, these are one of the things that just, it writes itself. It writes itself, the joke. This is the Epilepsy Center in Orlando. And I mean, do they not understand how epilepsy works? Because someone should fix this sign, unless they're just wanting more patients, I guess. Right? So there's that. Okay, where are we at here? Let's go next. What's next? I thought this was interesting, and I'm not a medical doctor. I don't say I am, and in fact, I have this. It's just a comedy show, okay? But I found this interesting because I did look this up, and this myelin sheath is made of basically. I mean, it takes you a while to find it, but it is basically made of cholesterol, high fatty thing, and your hormones again are also that. So again, listen to your doctors, follow the CDCs and all the government guidelines and stuff. But I think it's interesting because they have at least every male that I know that's of my age or say 10 years younger on statins to lower this. And I don't know, I find it fascinating. They tried to get me on it. I went on it for a very short time. I had the worst leg cramps of my life. They would wake me out of bed and go on for hours. And I said, I can't do it. And so, again, don't listen to me. I'm actively experimenting on myself. But for me, I didn't do it anymore. And I seem to be doing okay, shockingly. So, just saying. And then there's this. Make sure that you're you're up on all your shots, because your doctors, they definitely earn money from that. And you want to make sure that they're well paid, because you don't want them to stop doctoring you. So just saying that. Follow the government's guidelines on everything. You guys can hear that in my voice. I'm saying it right. Okay. And then this, there's nothing to see here. The skies are normal. This is just contrails. It's not any kind of chemtrail. It's a contrail. That's what happens when a plane flies by and the air is different. And it's kind of like if you're jogging and you're running and it's really cold and you're breathing out, you can see it. And then as you keep on running and you look back, you can see the trail of air behind you. It's the same aspect on this. Because when I bring this stuff up, I always get that disclaimer. There's no such thing as contrails. They're just are chemtrails. They're contrails. So there's nothing to see there. These are normal clouds, and it's just a cloudy day. So, and then I thought it was interesting. This person, they write, hopefully these people are, I don't know, class action lawsuit. Hope they go to jail and whoever's spraying and doing this stuff. It'll never happen. It'll never happen. This stuff is going on. No matter what presidency you have, it's going to continue to go on. All we can do is live our lives and pray, and God will sort all this out. That's the way it is. Oh, okay. Let me get out of this because now we've crossed the line. I gotta get rid of this. Okay. How's everyone doing? We still doing good? Excellent. I just assume you say yes. Okay. All right. What's next? Oh, I know what's next. We have to cover wherever he is. We have to cover scary space news.
This week in scary space news.
Now, I don't even know if Voy watches me anymore, but this one's for you, Voy. For some reason, someone decided what a giant banana orbiting the Earth would look like. So there you go, Voy. I don't know why. I don't know. People have a lot of extra time in their hands. And that's what it would look like if there was a giant banana orbiting the Earth. No one ever asked for it, but there it is, just so you know. All right, what's next? That's something. So this is ISS orbiting over the auras. Because that's so real. Because it looks so fake, it must be real, right? Elon, he wants to go to Venus. Anyways. There you go. That's ISS. And then, this one, this is to show you how they allegedly got the car out of that tiny little module on the moon. And you're like, well, come on, that's stop motion. That's not real. Okay, I give you that. But the Luna 17, you can still look this up. This is what the Russians supposedly put down on the moon, in 1970. The Luna 17. So which one was fake? Was that last one fake and this one real? Or was that last one real and this one fake? Or are they both real? Or are they both fake? Just saying. This is actually what the Russians said they did in Luna 17. So you guys decide which one is real, which one is fake. Or like myself, they're both fake. It's all fake. This never happened unless you're on a sound stage. It's ridiculous. Yeah, Play-Doh cartoons. It reminds me of the Thunderbirds cartoons. I love those puppets and stuff. Yeah, the moon has a moon, right? All right. And then there's, of course, this. Like a sphere, when you shine a light on it, basically is this. But somehow the moon goes all the way through, right? Yeah, and they golfed on the moon, Jay. Exactly. Oh, shoot. Plan 9 from Outer Space did it better, Ubu? Yes, exactly. And then there's this. Now, I know there's that one crazy-haired lady that gets really mad when you talk about the moon map. But I still am fascinated with this. This was the best example of it because I still have trouble understanding it. But wouldn't it be the funniest joke? Like God would put the map of where we live right up in the sky so we can look up and see it, right? To me, this is the best representation of that. I'm not 100% on board with this yet, but at least this one helps me understand it a little bit better. So whatever this is, it makes sense to me that God would be like, where do we live? And we look up there and God just put the map up there. It does kind of connect. I thought that was interesting. So, and the living space that we know is here. And then this ice wall, of course, hides whatever potentially is out here. Is there more land masses? I don't know. I'm not sure. Oh, you want a link for this one, Trish? Okay. Let's see. Clickety click. Anything for you, Trish. All right. Where are you all? Clickety click. There. And for my Rumble fans, here it is. Paste. There. So yeah, that was interesting, I thought. And Twitter, you'll just have, it's on Twitter. I don't know how to put it over there on Twitter. 21 people watching. Let's go look. Yeah, that 21, yeah. I don't know how to put links on here, though, for you all. Whatever. We'll figure it out. Anyways. If you're on Twitter, then look this up. It's called From the Rubber Duck. And it was April 8th. So, but isn't that something? I don't know how this all works, but this is the best I can. Who is? Rev's into this? I don't know. Is he? Okay. My goodness. Daryl Davis just showed up. Oh, he has? Well, I still think he's tardy. He doesn't ever show up on time. I'm going to hit this for him anyway.
I don't feel tardy.
There. Hi, Daryl. God bless you. All right. Let's see. We got a few more tabs we got to get through. Let's finish this up here. People got to get to bed. So, all right. What's this? And here's a volcano on Io, one of Jupiter's moons, spewing material how far? How far? 330 kilometers above its surface. Of course. Kind of looks like Caillou's head, doesn't it? That little cartoon kid. But there you go. There's proof, right? Why would they lie? So there you go. Daryl's never on time. What's this? Oh, yeah. How about this one? Did y'all see this? When SpaceX went up in the air and it was having this this flappy issue. Oops. Is that metal flying in the wind, or is that more like a balloon that we're seeing? You know? And if you're wondering about the balloon theory, just so you know, NASA is the largest purchaser, is that the word? Purchaser of helium. And if you watch my, I think it's in my outro. What'd you say? Oh, we're running out of helium? Yeah. NASA's using it all. If it's on my, where is it? See if I can find it here. Clickety click. We'll go here. We'll pull this one up from last Friday. And my whole thing, the whole reason that this channel is called Ceiling Fan Man, is I was looking into the lies of NASA and came up with this research on satellites. And the first thing that I came across that here, let me bring this up. Clickety click. And the first thing that I came across was this video. You can still find it on YouTube. And it shows this rocket launch. This is my what do you call it? Outro. It shows this rocket launch of the Atlas Agena D. And what I noticed about it, it's supposed to be filled with the most explosive fuel there is, rocket fuel. But you can see here, it's clearly a white rocket ship. And then it goes through these two pops in the video, and now it's silver. And it breaks apart with no explosion. And to me, it looked like a balloon. Like a water balloon, because the water comes out of it. And I put this into my outro. It used to be my intro, and it's now in my outro. And there's those two flashes, and it suddenly changes into whatever this thing becomes. And in addition to that, there's no explosion. And this is supposed to be like the most, what do you call it? explosive kind of material. So when I see this flapping thing, it reminds me of that. You thought I sold fans for a living? Yeah, my channel ceiling fan, man, you know, Daryl, is because this thing behind me is supposed to be flying around Mars, and it looks just like a ceiling fan. You were there when I got that moniker or whatever you want to call it. Daryl Davis has been here from the beginning. He's that old. He's that old. And here they say this is actual footage of the sky from Mars. And let's not forget that Johnny 5 has been on Mars, and look at it's pristine. There's no dust. There's no, they don't have to do any maintenance. It just keeps on rolling along and taking these amazing videos and photos. And they control it from Earth. Just no problems whatsoever. I can't get cell service in some areas of my house, but they can control Johnny 5 from Earth on Mars. So there's that. And was that from the Vegas dome? Maybe. And then, of course, every week now they have noises from space, which I was told you couldn't hear anything in space years ago. But now, what is this one? This is the sound of stars. So here we go. And they all sound the same. Huh? What's a radio telescope? Are you telling me or asking me? What? Oh, it's captured by a radio telescope. Was that what the flat earthers are trying to buy? A radio telescope now? They want $10,000 or something. So yeah, it's a radio telescope. Yeah. So there you go. Yeah, no sound in a vacuum, but you can hear this, of course, right? So you give it a 60 if you can dance to it. This is funny. I had a video on that. Do I still have that? Where is that? Let's see. Well, let me finish this up. And then there's this. The farthest object ever seen by NASA. Tell me that doesn't look like a face. Or a poop. Or a poop with a face. They always do that. All right. What's next? That's us. Okay. So let's see. Can I find that one I was talking about? It's on the videos. It is. Where is it? Is it this one? No, it's not that one. I can't believe the Elon one. I'll get a copyright strike because my singing is amazing. That amazing that they voice of an angel, they say. Well, I'm not going to find it in time. That's fine. Whatever. So then let's see. I think that's it. We covered all that. Got that. That's us. Excellent. Okay. I think that's good. That's almost 3 hours of quality entertainment.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
And I think this show was fire. My very first clip I ever made was burning down the house. Okay. Yes, Space Force. I can. You can find that on my channel. I joined Space Force. I went to Antarctica and I went to Australia. It's real. You can see it on my channel. So go check those things out. But other than that, that's close to 3 hours worth of entertainment. I hope everyone enjoyed it. And thank you all for being here. Thank you for all the support that I get. The monetary support, of course, the soap store sales, and just being here, sharing, and subscribing, and spending the time with us tonight. I hope that I can be a blessing in your life to give you some moments of laughter and comfort, to know that everything in the world is trying to put fear in your lives. But those of us, and I'm not special at any way, shape, or form. I'm special to God, but I'm equally special as you are to Him. And so I'm put here to spend that time to let you see, once you make that connection with God, the love and the joy that fills your heart. And these things there's no fear. That's why God says in the Bible, more than anything, have no fear. Fear God. Fear of the Lord is where wisdom starts. But more than that, there's no fear in life. If God's on your side, no one can stop you. No one can tear you away from his hand if you're with him. And so I'm here not just to go over these things and to have some laughs, but I'm here to encourage you. If you haven't made your connection to God, do it tonight. Find a room where there's no one around. Turn off the lights, shut the door, leave your phone out, and just sit down and clear your mind and really ask if he exists. And if you're having trouble in your life, ask him to help you. Because that's how it started for me. I got to a point where I couldn't handle the life that was coming at me, and I sat down and I asked if he was real. And I made my connection. He showed himself to me. And that's written scripturally, that he's knocked at the door and he's waiting for you to open up and let him in. And that's all you have to do. It's so easy. And once you do that, then you'll understand how I have no fear, how I have joy in my heart, even though I'm having troubles and tribulations in my life. Make no mistake about it. I have the same issues and problems with love, family, friends, with everything, health. I have the same issues that we all have. I'm dealing with that too. But I have no fear and I have joy in my heart because I have found God. And I found it, made my connection, and realized that Jesus is real. And that was a tough pill to swallow, being a young Jewish boy all my life, you know? So if I can do it, you can do it. And I really believe that's one of the reasons why God is using me in this way. Because I have found him, and he was there all along, and I didn't know it. And so now I do. And so I turn the camera on, and I'm explaining this to you. And hopefully somebody out there that doesn't believe will listen to everything I said tonight, look into some of these things, and find God. Because that's really all I'm supposed to do at this point. And hopefully do it with humor along the way, and you have a good time. So I thank you all for being here. I really do appreciate anybody that tunes into me, supports us, but also writes me cards, letters, emails, whatever you want, comments. Keep them coming, and I do my best to make sure I answer every single one of you. It's important to me because you're taking the time to write to me. I'm going to take the time to write to you. So thank you all for being here. May God watch over all of us. Anybody that's listening to the sound of my voice, whether live or later in viewing, please, Lord, watch over us. Guide us through these times. Shower us with your blessings. Bind and cast away all evil and demonic devices coming at us, including Satan himself. Protect us. Use the Holy Spirit to cover us with your blessings. Help us, heal us, and give us the joy in our hearts, and most importantly, the patience that you've shown for us. Give us the patience to wait for those that maybe aren't ready yet, but will be coming along very soon. And I thank you for the blessing that you've woken up our eyes to the moments that we're seeing. And even though it seems troubling, I feel joy in my heart that you chose me and all these other people to see the world the way it really is. And I believe we've all been awakened to this moment to help others find their way through this, through the world of lies that we see in the little season that I think we find ourselves in. And I thank you, Lord, for allowing us to see that and for bringing us together. And please continue to guide us through these times. In Jesus' name, amen. Phew. Okay. Wow. Well, having said that, there's only two things left. Dismiss the class.
Class is dismissed.
And hopefully, God willing, let's do this again soon. And if not, nothing else, next Friday night, same bat channel, same bat time. I do appreciate every one of you, and thank you again. And now some people call it the saddest song on the internet. Here's the outro, and we'll see you again very soon. God bless you. Good night.
Class.
On button. This one.
I'm the satellite.
$500 years ago, everybody knew the Earth was flat.
Satellite transfer complete.